What began as a charming appearance quickly dissolved into tension when The View aired a live segment featuring actress Lisa Kudrow. The conversation was lighthearted at first. Joy Behar playfully teased Lisa about her friend's fame, but the tone abruptly sharpened when Joy raised a pointed question about a recent controversial statement Lisa had made regarding Hollywood insiders. Lisa's smile froze, her gaze turned guarded, and the studio mood shifted. The audience tensed as Joy pressed further, asking if Lisa felt betrayed by the industry she once adored. Lisa's responses became tight and controlled. Within moments, with the air heavy and the cameras rolling, she stood, firmly announced she couldn't continue, and exited the stage, leaving a stunned studio and an even more stunned audience in her wake. Backstage, producers scrambled to contain the situation, their headsets buzzing with frantic instructions while camera operators tried to maintain composure for the live audience. Lisa, visibly upset, paced in the narrow hallway, her hands gesturing as she spoke to a close friend from her team who had been waiting in the wings. According to one crew member who later spoke off the record, Lisa had felt ambushed by the line of questioning, claiming she had been assured the interview would focus on her upcoming charity project rather than rehashing old industry drama. Meanwhile, Joy remained at the table, unfazed, sipping her coffee and tossing a dry quip to co-host Sunny Hostin about some people not being able to take a little heat. The audience reacted with an uneasy mix of laughter and murmurs, sensing that this was not a scripted stunt but a genuine moment of friction between two strong personalities. Several producers approached Lisa with carefully measured voices, urging her to return to the stage to smooth things over and finish the segment, but she shook her head firmly, her jaw tight with frustration. One of them even offered to let her steer the rest of the conversation, promising there would be no further mention of the contentious topic, but Lisa wasn't convinced. She reportedly told them that the trust had already been broken and that she wouldn't play along just for optics. Back in the studio, Joy continued chatting with the remaining co-hosts as though nothing unusual had happened, though an undercurrent of tension was palpable. The crew signaled for a commercial break, cutting abruptly from the panel to a brightly lit advertisement. While whispers rippled through the audience during the commercial break, Lisa gathered her things from the green room, moving with a calm but unmistakably decisive air. She avoided eye contact with most of the crew, though a few longtime staff members gave her sympathetic nods as she passed. Witnesses claimed she paused briefly at the studio's side exit, as if weighing whether to let the moment cool down, but then tightened her grip on her bag and walked out into the daylight. Outside, a few paparazzi were already waiting, having caught wind of the tension from audience members posting on social media. When asked if she would return to The View in the future, Lisa offered no answer, just a faint, enigmatic smile before getting into a waiting car. By the end of the day, clips of the confrontation between Lisa Kudrow and Joy Behar had gone viral across social media, drawing millions of views and sparking heated debates. Some viewers sided with Lisa, praising her for standing her ground and calling out what they saw as unnecessary hostility, while others defended Joy, arguing that she was simply doing her job as a provocateur. Entertainment blogs ran headlines speculating on the behind-the-scenes dynamics of The View, and late-night talk shows couldn't resist poking fun at the incident. Meanwhile, Lisa remained silent on the matter, her publicist issuing a brief statement thanking fans for their support and promising that Lisa would speak her truth when the time felt right, leaving everyone wondering just how deep the rift between her and the daytime talk show really went behind the scenes. Sources claimed that producers of The View were scrambling to control the narrative, fearing that the fallout could overshadow upcoming guest appearances. Rumors swirled that Joy Behar had been privately urged to apologize, though no on-air acknowledgement was made. Some insiders even suggested that the tension between Joy and Lisa had roots in an earlier backstage encounter years ago, something neither had ever spoken about publicly. As speculation grew, fans dissected every frame of the viral clip, pointing out Lisa's sharp glare, Joy's tight smile, and the subtle moment when Whoopi Goldberg seemed to try stepping in to diffuse the tension. Whether the clash was a genuine blow-up or a made-for-TV moment, one thing was certain: the incident had reignited conversations about the volatile chemistry that has made The View both beloved and infamous for over 2 decades. In the days that followed, Lisa Kudrow remained tight-lipped, declining multiple interview requests and only issuing a brief statement through her publicist that read, "I stand by what I said and how I said it." Joy Behar, on the other hand, addressed the moment obliquely during a later episode, quipping, "Well, we can't all be Phoebe, which drew laughter from the audience but didn't sit well with Lisa's supporters. Social media became a battlefield. Team Lisa accused Joy of being dismissive and antagonistic, while Team Joy argued that Lisa had overreacted to harmless banter. Meanwhile, Hollywood insiders whispered that Lisa's walk-off could affect future talk show bookings, with some hosts fearing a similar live meltdown. Yet, paradoxically, her bold exit seemed to endear her to fans who praised her for standing up for herself in a room full of strong personalities. As speculation swirled, an unnamed source close to the show revealed that Lisa and Joy's tension didn't start that morning. It had been simmering for years. Allegedly, during a past charity event, Joy had made a sly remark about Lisa's acting range, joking that Phoebe was great because she didn't require much depth. Though Lisa laughed it off at the time, friends say the comment stung and was never forgotten. On this latest visit to The View, producers reportedly encouraged a fun, teasing energy between the two, hoping it would make for lively television. But when Joy veered into personal territory, mentioning Lisa's private life and recent career choices, Lisa's patience finally snapped. The walk-off, then, wasn't just about one moment, but the culmination of years of quiet irritation that boiled over under the hot studio lights. Later that day, behind-the-scenes footage leaked online, offering a new perspective on the incident. In the clip, filmed by an audience member with a phone, you can clearly hear Joy making an off-mic comment just before Lisa's exit. "You've been coasting on nostalgia for 20 years. The remark, sharper than anything broadcast live, drew a small gasp from someone nearby and a visible tightening in Lisa's posture. Moments later, Lisa leaned toward Joy, said something inaudible, and then turned to the producers, signaling she was done. The unedited video spread across social media like wildfire, with hashtags like #TeamLisa and #FireJoy trending within hours. Fans who had initially assumed Lisa was overreacting began flooding her Instagram with messages of support, accusing The View of fostering a toxic environment for guests. By the following morning, Joy Behar had addressed the controversy on The View, but her explanation only seemed to deepen the divide. She claimed her comment had been taken out of context, and was meant as a playful jab, not an insult, insisting that she and Lisa Kudrow had always had a friendly rapport. However, she stopped short of apologizing, instead shifting the conversation toward what she described as the hypersensitivity of today's celebrity culture. That framing infuriated many fans, who felt Joy was dismissing Lisa's feelings and avoiding accountability. Entertainment blogs dissected her tone, her choice of words, and even her body language, noting a smirk during her monologue. Meanwhile, Lisa remained silent, which only added to the speculation that the rift between them was far from healed. As Lisa's silence stretched into days, whispers began circulating through entertainment newsrooms and fan forums alike. Some anonymous sources claimed she had already informed her team that she would take a break from live talk shows, citing an unwillingness to deal with what she allegedly called manufactured drama for ratings. Others speculated she was considering a sit-down interview with a trusted journalist to share her side of the story, but only if the narrative continued to spiral. Industry insiders pointed out that Lisa was fiercely protective of her public image and valued authenticity over publicity stunts, making it unlikely she would engage in any orchestrated reconciliation for the cameras. The mystery surrounding her next move only amplified public curiosity, with hashtags demanding answers continuing to trend. Behind the scenes at The View, producers reportedly monitored ratings data with both apprehension and intrigue. The episode featuring Lisa's walk-off had become one of the most watched segments of the season, sparking a short-term surge in online views and social media engagement. However, network executives worried about the long-term consequences. While controversy could boost attention, alienating high-profile guests risked damaging the show's booking prospects. Audience reactions were sharply divided. Some applauded Joy Behar for speaking her mind, while others accused her of being combative and disrespectful. Fan mail and comments poured in from both camps, with certain viewers promising to boycott until Joy issued an apology. Inside ABC, the tension reportedly sparked quiet conversations about whether future episodes should implement softer guardrails to prevent another live confrontation from derailing the broadcast. Lisa Kudrow's first public appearance after the walk-off came at a charity gala in Los Angeles, where photographers swarmed her the moment she stepped onto the red carpet. Dressed elegantly and smiling for cameras, she seemed determined not to let the controversy overshadow the evening's cause. However, when reporters inevitably brought up the View incident, Lisa maintained her composure, saying only, "I think it's important to know when to walk away from an unproductive conversation." Her words, though measured, carried a subtle undertone that many interpreted as a pointed response to Joy Behar's on-air demeanor. Social media quickly dissected her remarks, with hashtags like #LissaStrong and #TeamLissa trending overnight. Some industry insiders suggested her handling of the situation was a masterclass in public relations, allowing her to acknowledge the event without fanning the flames further. Joy Behar, meanwhile, addressed the situation on The View the following week, opening the episode with a half-smile that viewers couldn't quite read. "Apparently, I'm trending again," she quipped, prompting a mix of laughter and groans from the audience. Without naming Lisa directly, Joy defended her own approach to interviews, insisting that, sometimes the truth makes people uncomfortable. Her co-hosts exchanged glances, clearly aware that the tension still lingered beneath the surface. Clips of her remarks quickly circulated online, reigniting debates over whether Joy's interview style was incisive journalism or unnecessary provocation. Some fans applauded her refusal to back down, while others accused her of doubling down on condescension. Behind the scenes at ABC, executives reportedly held a series of tense meetings in the days following the walk-off, concerned about the show's reputation and the potential fallout with high-profile guests. According to a production insider, senior staff were divided. Some felt Joy's combative style was essential to The View's brand, while others feared it was pushing celebrities away. There was talk of revisiting pre-interview guidelines to avoid blindsiding guests with overly personal or politically charged questions, but no concrete changes were immediately implemented. Producers quietly reached out to Lisa Kudrow's team in an attempt to smooth things over, though sources close to the actress said she had no plans to return. The incident became a cautionary tale in internal memos about balancing compelling television with maintaining industry relationships.